Welcome to New Possibilities. I speak truth to power without fear. So, this past weekend, I was on Facebook and I came across an article about Kanye West making some controversial statements once again. So, he was at Howard University, and as you all know, that's my alma mater. I love Howard University. He was there during homecoming and he had one of his Sunday services. And either after his Sunday service or before his Sunday service, he made some controversial remarks about slavery. And we know that this is not the first time that this guy has made controversial remarks, period. And it's not the first time he's made controversial remarks about slavery. Now, this guy basically said this. He said, if they throw in slave nets again, how about we all don't just stand in the exact same place? Now, he said this in passing, and basically, this guy is suggesting that somehow we were passive, somehow we just didn't have a clue, somehow we participated or allowed ourselves to be enslaved. Like we didn't put up any kind of fight, we didn't have any intelligence, any common sense, and that this white man was just able to throw some net like with some fish or some kind of animal and just capture us up like that. I mean, we know that that's pure nonsense. Anybody that studied history understands that Africans put up resistance to slavery. We didn't just voluntarily become anybody's slave. Slavery was not a choice. Slavery, and that's another thing that this guy said, but and I'll get to that in a second. We put up resistance. There's a long history of Africans resisting their slave masters from the moment they were put on those slave ships. We have stories of Africans rebelling on slave ships, Africans fighting to be free once they were put on plantations. We have a long history of resisting and fighting for black liberation. So, this notion that somehow we were just sitting around waiting to be captured by this white man and that we didn't put up any kind of fight or we didn't have any kind of intelligence, all of that stuff is nonsense. There are all kinds of examples of Africans resisting European invaders, Africans resisting their slave masters. So this narrative that Kanye West is presenting is a narrative rooted in ignorance, rooted in stupidity, just rooted in a lack of knowledge. This guy obviously has no knowledge of his history, no knowledge of self. And this is the same fool who said that slavery was a choice. And I've done a prior video on that. I won't rehash the arguments that I made there, but this is just a continuation of the nonsense that has come from Kanye West's mouth. I mean, this guy went from, being militant, like when he talked about how, George Bush doesn't like black people or doesn't care about black people. He's gone from that to being a coon for the Republicans, talking about the Republicans freed the slaves, talking about, other ridiculous things. This guy went to the White House and act like a complete buffoon for Donald Trump. And I'll post links in the cards to my prior videos on these subjects so that you all can check them out. But this guy is a complete fool. And it's a damn shame that this guy has such a large platform to spew his nonsense. It's like, I mean, his situation kind of reminds me of Ben Carson, Dr. Ben Carson. Ben Carson is somebody that I used to respect, just somebody that I respected as a surgeon, somebody that I respected who came up from the hood to become a successful, distinguished doctor. And he just squandered that whole legacy by becoming a coon for the Republicans and for Donald Trump. And now you had the same situation with a Kanye West. I mean, here is Kanye West, somebody who's created some of the best music in hip hop. And now he's squandering that legacy by basically becoming a coon, a step it, fetch it, a modern day real life Uncle Ruckus for the Republican Party. And it's just a damn shame, man. It's a shame that this guy basically has fallen into the sunken place, much like that character in Get Out. So anyway, man, tell me what y'all think. Please rate, comment, subscribe, like the video, share the video, hit that notification bell so that you'll know when I post new content on here. That's very important, because I think YouTube's on some funny stuff, with my view counts going substantially down. So y'all hit those notification bells so that way you'll know when I go live or when I post a video. And I plan to get back into my live stream soon. As you can see, I'm doing my regular content over here just about every other day. Also, I want to remind you all to support my political campaign, support my political campaign channel. I will post a link to that channel in the description box. I recently did an interview with DMV, and I will post a link to that video in the description box so that you could check it out once it's uploaded. Right now it's going through the rendering process. And that's part of the reason why I've been just doing these videos on my phone lately, because it just takes so long to do all that rendering and editing and all that kind of stuff. But once my time gets right, I will get back to doing that. So anyway, man, support my campaign, support my campaign YouTube page, and donate to the campaign, man. Give your money to a brother that's fighting to make a difference in Baltimore City, man. So I will post, again, the information in the description box, the information to my political website, information to my YouTube political page. So yeah, peace and blessings, everyone. Enjoy your day.